Hi there, Ryan Manchee with Basis Technologies. I am joined by Ashley Travis, who is a Senior Director, Digital Experience and Product Growth, very fancy, at Yum Brands and KFC. Thank you so much for joining
Yeah, thanks
us.
for having me.
Yeah, so you work for KFC and you've worked for a variety of great brands, but I feel like
Yeah.
KFC is one of those like iconic food brands that's out there. Everybody knows KFC around the
Yes.
world.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm interested in your story, your perspective on the brand. What makes KFC such a great brand?
Yeah. Well, thanks. I'm really excited to be here. I think, KFC is literally one of the most iconic brands in the world and one of the only QSRs to actually be on that list of top 100 brands for, I think, 20 years in a
Wow.
row or something. And we're in 147 countries, over 26,000 restaurants. What I love about working at KFC and what makes it so unique is how much people love the brand in every culture and every country around the world. Just yesterday, I was sitting at a round table and two guys got in an argument about, no, Jamaica has the best KFC. No, Prague has the best KFC. And those are the types of conversations I love because people truly love the tasty food that we create, but it shows up in a very unique and relevant way in every single country around the world. And that is distinctive compared to a lot of the competition.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing. Definitely iconic. Yeah, thinking back to like childhood memories of picnics and
Everyone has a
yeah, it's
memory.
just I mean
Yeah,
you just the like legit bucket of chicken. Yeah.
exactly.
It's amazing. And your role, it's fascinating. And the fact that as a company, y'all are really moving towards this digital first priority.
Yeah.
And that's your big undertaking. Will you talk about
Mhm.
that a little bit, what that looks like?
Yeah. So in December at our investor day, we announced that our goal is to be a 100% digital company. And what that means is that every transaction coming through KFC is identifiable, and we're gathering data on that. And to be able to use that data to make our brand more relevant and personalize the experience for every single customer, so that we're providing them with the products that they want and need, and allowing them to order KFC in whatever manner in which they want to. It also means that we're digitizing the back of house experience in order to ease the frustration and the pain points for our team members in the back of the house so they can focus on delivering really great customer experiences. And so my responsibility is a hybrid role between the technology organization and marketing. So I have a dual report relationship. We joke that I have a mom and dad that I report
You love
to.
both equally, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I love both equally if they're watching this. But my experience, I started in marketing and then I switched over to digital and technology, working at Starbucks and Amazon, and it uniquely positions me to look at the customer experience holistically from end to end and say, hey, how do we best service them and how do we grow our digital business? Not because we want to from a revenue standpoint, of course we do, and that's great. But my responsibility is to look at it from a customer standpoint and how do we do that to elevate their experience with us? And so that provides that unique perspective to say this is the type of technology that we need to invest in, and then teach our marketers actually how to use that technology because it's new for a lot of them. We have a very strong, fantastic brand and retail marketers around the globe. Digital and using data is very new for them, and so we need to teach them and upskill them to actually be able to use that to grow the business and create personalized experiences.
I love that. And I love the focus on the customer experience. It's not just, hey, we want to do more in the digital and more in the technology space just because we can or we think we
Yeah,
should. It's truly how do you make that customer experience that much better? And it
exactly.
sounds like a lot of like removing some of that friction for the customer as well as for the workers that are in there. And I
Yeah.
think that's just fascinating. And so from a paid media side, right, the world that I kind of come from, and when you start talking about this data, you start talking about what's with the apps, the in-store experience, the whole digitization of what a KFC experience could be. There's a lot of great data points
Yeah.
that are there. And I've got to imagine there's some great possibilities eventually as y'all start to build that out to be able to activate upon that and create some more of those efficiencies.
Mhm.
Is that a priority right now, or is it just much more focused on that customer experience and that team member experience, the kind of back of house?
Yeah, it is a priority for us, but we're at the very beginning stages.
Hmm.
So what we're focused on right now is a lot of testing and piloting, piloting different AI models, propensity models to understand, hey, what works? Getting customer feedback on were we creepy or were we cool? And we have a really strong partnership with Google and with Meta and with a lot of our, we have amazing media agencies around the
Hmm.
globe that, work with folks like you guys to help make us smarter and identify new ways in which we can use that data to get reach, but also drive digital transactions. And so right now we're in the phase of testing a lot of different things to determine, hey, what is the right roadmap for us as a brand? And that might look different in different countries based on where we are in our maturity of digital like penetration and usage. And so it's a really fun time because we get to experiment and be bold and try new things, and identify like, hey, what is the right approach to take?
Yeah, I love that. So you mentioned AI in
Hmm.
there. That's like the buzziest thing
Yeah.
that's happening right now. What's how are you exploring it? Like you individually and your team, are you playing around with some different
Hmm.
things with some of the new tools that are out there? Are there proprietary things that you all are working on that you're excited about? What do you feel like the opportunities are?
Yeah, I would say both.
Yeah.
So we are building we have an amazing group of young data scientists. Several years ago, we acquired a company called Quantum, and they have a team of data scientists that are brilliant and build AI models and all sorts of fancy stuff that I don't know how they do it. But my job is to say, oh, okay, what could that achieve from a business objective standpoint? And let's test it out. So we're working with them very strongly to test some different proprietary solutions. And then we're also working with some startups and some other companies to test out their solutions as well, so that we have different options. Because it's really hard to make a one size fits all approach work in 147 countries. So I think for us, it's finding what is the right solution for different channels, for different mediums, and then also for different countries. We even have teams within market that are testing out some new kind of AI driven creative optimization. Our Middle East market, for example, is brilliant at that. And right now they're producing 500 pieces of creative,
Hmm.
every second, to really drive personalization and relevancy through their paid media channels. So yeah, it's a really exciting time. I think, we're trying to use AI responsibly.
Yeah.
And but the technology is advancing so quickly that it's a really exciting time to explore what could be.
I love it. That is, it's so interesting to see where there's that opportunity for efficiencies that are created, especially you're talking about from like creative perspective, and again going back to just the customer experience. So
Yeah.
very very interesting. My last question for you is, if you had a magic wand and you could change one thing within your role, within your team, with your focus area, within the industry, what would that what would that be? What would you use that magic wand for?
To allow us to move faster.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because I think the challenge is a QSR industry. We're behind a lot of other industries when it comes to technology. And when you look at hardware you have to put in place, and then software, and then there's so much work in terms of development and optimization, that all takes time. And we would love to be in a completely 100% digital, like personalized experience, like next year. Like if we could achieve, like I could wave a magic wand and get everything out there that we need to achieve by next year. That would be great.
Yeah,
But the reality is, like, it takes time and it takes patience, and we need to find ways to move faster.
I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me and for sharing your insights and perspectives. And great to hear about all the incredible things that KFC is doing across the globe.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Ashley.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.